Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness, Big Apple Rage Down. Our scene today finds us with one dressed down Alexis Fairfax, wearing jeans, a t-shirt, and a windbreaker, hair not done up in any particular fashion, certainly not wearing any heavy amount of makeup, only a cursory sort of what is needed. And as she comes up the stairs, she seems to be happy, excited, anxious, terrified, all at once. But she is skipping stairs as she comes up. It's not much of a stretch for her. But she comes up to the door, and she sort of smooths out all of her clothes, sort of adjusts the bag on her shoulder before she takes a breath, clears her throat, and then knocks on the door.
Saoirse's kind of like just finishing up, and she hears the knock on the door, and she kind of brushes her hair back and straightens her necklace because she does have it on, and opens the door, smiles.
Alexis will smile back plainly, and she will wait for the cue to step in.
Oh yeah, actually before she moves in, Saoirse will lean forward and give her a peck on the lips before letting her in the door.
Might be a bit of a giggle that comes from Alexis's throat, but she steps in with a smile.
And she'll step back and let her in and shut the door behind her.
And once that door is shut, Alexis has both hands up on either side of Saoirse's neck, and she puts on a "I haven't seen you in a few days" kiss directly onto the galliard.
Oh yeah, and she'll kiss her back so deeply, like a very much I missed you kiss.
And when they
And
break apart,
go ahead.
she just does the thing that she always does, and that's rest her forehead against Saoirse's.
Yeah, Saoirse rests her head there too. I missed you.
Missed the hell out of you.
Sorry, I got busy.
Yeah, I know. I know how that can be. I had a few patients that took up a lot of my time too, so at least I had something to keep me busy and not think about it too much.
She
But
nods.
very good to see you.
It's very good to see you too. And her apartment is very modest. It's not like outdated or anything, but it's not fancy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and living room, open concept, kitchen. Uh, kind of the standard apartment. TV and couch and chairs and stuff.
Alexis takes a look around and she doesn't seem to be uncomfortable or judgy or what you might expect out of somebody who comes from the kind of money that she does. She just kind of smiles and sets down her bag, and she pulls from it a just a small, looks like a bouquet of autumn wildflowers. Hands them over to Saoirse.
Saoirse smiles and takes them, sniffs them.
You got a nice place here.
Thanks. My roommates are gone for the night, so.
Oh, Well, if that was a declaration of an opportunity, I'll not waste it.
She smiles. If you'd like to stay, anyway.
Very much like to stay.
Good.
So I brought wine and some food, mostly snack stuff, but I don't know, how much do you like sushi?
Oh, I love it. I like most
That's
food.
good.
I don't really turn down a lot of food. I'm not that picky.
Good to know.
Yes, I do like sushi.
All the good. I got maki sushi, California rolls. It's really great avocado rolls. I love them. And Alexis will kind of smile and walk over to her bag and pull out the two boxes and walk over to the couch, the coffee table, to set them down, and she'll pull out the bottle of wine and look back over her shoulder. Do you have a wine opener and some glasses?
Of course I do. She'll go into the kitchen and grab 2 glasses and the wine thief.
And Alexis will settle down onto the couch. And once she has the wine thief, she will open up the bottle, let it breathe for a moment before pouring out 2 glasses. This is probably a Moscato of some kind. So how aside from being busy, how have the past couple days been?
Not too bad. I'm alive. She smiles.
Very happy to hear that. Alexis is sort of studying Saoirse, just kind of looking her over. And I will roll her perception and alertness because somebody told me that there was a.
Yep, there's a new scar. It's visible on her neck. Runs up behind her ear. We'll say the right side.
If it's that pronounced, then I won't even roll. She'll just kind of.
Yeah,
Just gonna make that.
if she like brushes her hair back, she can see it.
Yeah. Alexis does that sort of fretting look as she finally notices the scar, and she kind of leans forward. Jesus, Saoirse.
Oh. Oh, that's just a scratch.
She looks it over and roll her.
I mean, it was an aggravated. It was 1 point of aggravated damage. So.
1 point of aggravated is nothing to stick at. As we found out earlier tonight, that is the difference. But that can be the difference between life and death.
Oh God, yeah, for sure.
So let's see, +2, so 9, 10. It might help if I do the right fucking thing. So 2 successes. She'll reach out and kind of run her hand over it. How did you manage this?
Well, I told you there's things I do that I can't explain.
There's a
She nods.
heavy inhale at that.
She nods. That's one of them. Sorry.
Alexis, you can tell. Saoirse can definitely tell. Like she is fighting back the urge of every instinct that she has right now to say that's not okay.
I know. God, Saoirse wants to tell her so bad, but she can't.
And the look of worry on Alexis's face is just ever present.
Saoirse, like, she can tell that Saoirse wants to tell her, but she fucking can't. Like, it's a fucking litany, though. Like, Jesus. And she
Just kind
has
of
such an
takes it out.
apologetic look on her face as well. Like, just,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But
Alexis just kind of takes a breath in through her teeth. I made you a promise that wouldn't question it. There's no pain. I mean, it looks like it's healed over really well.
there's no pain. I'm fine. I promise. You can touch it. It doesn't hurt.
And she'll kind of gently brush her fingers over it.
And she smiles. See? She'll shiver a
Alexis
bit
will
because
lean
Alexis is touching her, but it's not any sort of painful or anything.
Alexis just sort of runs a hand down her arm to take Saoirse's hand. That is a promise that is going to be very hard to keep.
I agree. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You don't need to apologize. And that look of concern is very deeply seated. If Saoirse wants to, we're in Dice Roll at 1, she can roll some perception empathy. If she's so inclined.
Yeah, perception empathy would yes. Dice roller 1, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Cut. Alright. 5 dice at diff 4. 5 successes. Tell me.
Oh, shit.
She knows all the fucking things. Like,
I was expecting to pace this out. Damn. Like, that was supposed to be said towards the end of the scene.
Sorry, she's very perceptive. I'm sorry.
Fucking, yeah, Saoirse has
God, where were those
seen...
rolls earlier tonight? Jesus Christ. Sorry, go ahead.
Socials especially. Saoirse's seen that look. She's had that look. As a look that you give to someone that you've fallen in love with when you think that they're going to be hurt or that they're in pain or that they're suffering or that they're in danger.
So, yeah. Saoirse's gonna reach up and caress her cheek. Wrong.
Alexis is taking in a few breaths, and when she touches Alexis' cheek, her cheek is warm, and the carotid artery that's just in her neck, isn't that far away, so you can feel that her heart is kind of racing.
Come sit with me. And she'll pull her to the couch.
And Alexis will sit down,
Saoirse will
sort
pull
of
her.
slide herself to the point where she's like not quite sitting on top of Saoirse, but completely pressed up against her.
Oh yeah, Saoirse pulls her into her arms. What's wrong, babe?
She takes in that deep breath, and then there's just a smile that comes to her. Conversation with someone, and they say something that just makes everything in your head click, and you realize something that you felt somewhat down there, but it wasn't something you even realized you were feeling.
She nods. I. I.
A friend and I, we have competitors in our field that are extremely ruthless. They'll they'll dredge up any personal information they can, use it against you for their own gain. And I was trying to impart that I didn't want to get my family, my friends, my girlfriend, anyone involved in it. I didn't want to get involved in it. And when she said it's not surprising, especially when they threaten the ones you love. And everything that I was thinking, all the names, all the faces that I could have thought of at that time, they only came up after I thought about you. We haven't even been together for a month, and already
She she reaches down and takes her hand, interlacing her fingers in hers. Love doesn't know time.
Alexis nods. And she'll take one knee and sort of put it on the other side of Saoirse's hip, so she's straddling her.
Mm-hmm.
And she places a hand on each one of Saoirse's shoulders as she looks down at her, eyes getting oddly intense.
looks back at her.
I love you, Saoirse O'Brien.
Saoirse smiles, shivers, smiles. She cups Alexis's cheek. I love you too.
And Alexis.
She, no. When I came back from my trip, I wanted to tell you then. But I felt it was a little too soon. So hearing that you love me as well. She nods and smiles.
And Alexis just leans in and plants a very long and passionate kiss on Saoirse.
Oh yeah. Saoirse reciprocates, wraps her hands around Alexis, just holding her there.
And Saoirse will be able to feel it. There's just this relaxed wave that's come over the doctor. She she's melted essentially right there on Saoirse's lap as she just drapes her arms over her shoulders and around the back of her neck. And once they break the kiss, she just hugs Saoirse tightly.
Yeah, Saoirse hugs her tightly back. I'll never let you go.
And Alexis just takes a moment to respond to anything. She takes a breath and she just lets out this little laugh. How long will you hold on to me?
Forever. Keep you forever.
And Alexis just starts to cry.
She holds her so tightly, strokes her hair.
And she pulls away. It's very plain to see they're not sad tears,
Happy ones.
if only a little bit nostalgic. But
She puts her, she like takes her hands up and wipes the tears from her eyes and kisses her cheeks.
um, we The two of us. You were in a lot of pain when I first met you.
I'm not in pain anymore.
It finally found us.
Works in mysterious ways. She smiles.
So many things I want to tell you now. So many things I should tell you.
Me too. Huh. Closes
She'll
her
stroke.
eyes. Go ahead.
Alexis will kind of stroke the sides of Saoirse's cheeks with her thumbs as she leans her head against and just rests her forehead against Saoirse's. I know I should be totally open and honest with you. I want to.
I would love nothing more than to be open and honest with you. But I'm not. I don't think I can. And she can tell that that kind of hurts Saoirse.
Alexis. Alexis nods at that, but it's very plain to see that there seems to be sort of the same.
The same sort of hurt.
Yeah.
She kind of tilts her head. She contemplates. I wonder if we're.
For what?
She's trying to think of how to word it. I wonder if the secrets that we keep are for the same reasons. Because we're different.
Different.
Different. I'm sure you've noticed the way some people act around me.
have. I just...
There's a reason for that. I want to tell you. I do.
I can only promise that anything you tell me, I will never let come between us.
Oh. I'd make the same promise to you. And I'd keep whatever secrets you tell.
At this point, Alexis is like trembling.
Saoirse is too, honestly. She's so fucking nervous. Like, have you heard people say that you shouldn't go to Central Park?
No. I jog through there on occasion when I'm deciding to go that far uptown.
She nods. Alright, then you're not any of those.
What?
She swallows hard. I tell you, you can't tell anyone.
Alexis just cups onto Saoirse's cheek and nods.
She closes her eyes. I can turn into a wolf.
Alexis kind of pauses. You what?
I know it sounds hard to believe, but what mainstream media would call werewolf.
I'm rolling it for reaction's sake to see how
Okay.
much this sort of frazzles her nerves in a sense. At least catches her completely off guard. But she's fine.
Okay. Whew.
Even at a high level. She does kind of that sort of, she sits back a bit, like sits up a bit straighter with her head canted to one side. Almost that look of like you said something, and I'm pretty sure I thought what you said is what you said, but I'm not 100%. It's that kind of expression.
Saoirse gets worried. Like, oh my god, is this gonna change things between us? Like, she's very worried now. She chews her lip. You want me to show you?
No, you don't need to. You don't. I believe you. She just kind of nods very quickly. I believe you. And at this point, Saoirse can feel her shake, and her heart is beating.
So, what are you? Because I know that you're different.
It's hard to explain. I can see things that most people can't. I can. I can project a barrier to keep bad things away from people. I can heal wounds. I can.
I have ways to heal wounds too.
She's got that kind of like that laugh, slightly nervous, but at the same time, it's not. It's not terribly off-putting in the way that someone who's like deciding whether or not they want to run. It's not in that sense at all. I guess the best way to describe it is I'm a guardian of sorts.
Like, you protect people against other creatures.
Her lips start to kind of like curl in that way that someone when they want to cry, but holding it back. And she just has this look as though she feels like she is betraying Saoirse so deeply right now. But it's almost painful. I meant to keep the things that hurt people away from them.
Well, I don't hurt people. I protect them too. No. I protect them. Keep them safe from a force that we call. She's like, oh, I don't even know if I should say it. A force that we call the worm. It corrupts. It would cleanse. We're fighting a never-ending war against it. That's why I have this scar, the new one. The rest of the scars, that's where I got them from, is fighting. I can heal remarkably well, as long as I'm not in this form.
Alexis nods.
But we have a set of laws that governs us, and honestly, me telling you this right now breaks them. But you're worth it to me to know.
I'm so new to this, I don't even know what I'm allowed to do. I'm not. I just. She'll just lean forward and kiss Saoirse again, hard.
Oh, okay, yeah. Her fears melt away a little bit as she kisses Alexis back. It doesn't change the way I feel about you.
I don't ever want to let you go. I don't care. It's just. slightly scared that others might press me into that.
Well, they don't have to know what I am unless something happens and they. I mean, there are times where we do have to fight in the city, but we try and minimize that as much as possible.
Ulysses nods again, and she reaches down and places a hand over the pendant and presses the tips of her fingers into Saoirse's skin gently. When it comes to that, you think of me now, right? You'll think of that. I know you will. You won't hurt anyone if you don't have to.
I don't ever hurt anyone if I don't have to.
Just that sudden, like, that hiccup of a sob sort of thing.
Uh huh.
When something, that you wanted to hear comes out, and she just does that sob of relief almost. And by this point,
she'll say the same things you fight against, I fight against. Just a little differently.
and at this point, like, her mascara is completely run. There's just tears coming down each side of her face at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I need to ask this, but we've been with each other quite a few times. Full moon comes up towards the end of the month. So it's the middle of next month, I think. It's not like it is in the TV shows, is it?
No, it's not.
Alexis takes a breath.
I don't eat people. You don't become one of us by being bitten. We're born, and you either change or you don't. But
She
it's not.
swallows and
It's
she
not a
nods.
curse. It's not a curse passed down. It's a blessing passed down through birth. It's not a curse passed down by a bite, like the media would like you to think. But that's part of keeping us protected by allowing those myths to be perpetuated as fact. We protect us and keep ourselves behind a curtain.
I understand. When you were...
But Gaia, help me if you're ever in trouble and I'm there. I will protect you with everything I have.
She just kind of chuckles. Wolf, as I've read, I choose to be with someone. I understand it's a pretty strong bond.
She nods. I
And I'm yours.
Yeah. You're my mate. She pulls her in
Moment,
for another kiss.
and Alexis doesn't even hesitate. She falls right into it.
She'll break it after a minute or two and press her forehead to hers, both of her hands on Alexis's head, stroking her hair. I love you.
I love you too. I don't know if we ever get into a situation where we have to fight anything. I don't know how good it'll be at being able to help you. Nothing else I can stay out of your way.
That would probably be
Nothing's
the
out of your
best
way.
thing. That would probably be the best thing, and you'll probably be immune to the there's an effect that happens when we take our war forms that usually leads people to believe they saw things. That's where a lot of the Bigfoot myths come from. But you're different, so you'll probably be immune to that. So you can definitely keep people out of our way. Minimize any casualties. We don't become mindless unless something triggers it. A frenzy. We're in complete control in every form. Unless frenzy happens, which thankfully doesn't happen all that often.
Alexis nods.
But it can be a little scary to witness. And I'll probably show you at some point what that looks like so that the first time you see it isn't in a very stressful situation.
She nods.
But not tonight.
I don't want to put your girlfriend into sensory overload tonight.
No. No, don't.
At least not in that way. I don't know how months ago, this wasn't my life. Now I'm sitting here with the most wonderful and unique, beautiful person I've ever been with. It's blissful and wonderful, exciting and terrifying all at once. Funny thing is, I kind of like that.
Well, now you know where some of my ferocity comes from. Because I have the heart of a wolf.
Surprised you haven't bitten me yet.
I thought about it.
Sort of squirms as there's like a tightening in her stomach at that point.
Saoirse will begin to gently kiss her neck. Run her teeth over her. Do you want me to?
Alexis actually sits there and ponders it for a minute. She actually has to stop and think about it. And she chews on her lip. And her thumb and forefinger on her right hand sort of rub against one another, is almost as though she has a worry stone in her thumb. And then she just very silently nods. And she'll sort of just press her forehead against the nape of Saoirse's neck.
Hang on, tell me what she did again.
She nods, and then she puts her head against Saoirse's neck.
Saoirse kisses down to her collarbone, and then out to her shoulder a little bit, and then back. She chooses a spot right just behind the neck on her shoulder. She gently at first will sort of nibble her and then bite. And she'll hold that for probably 10 seconds or so. Then she'll release and run her tongue over the bite mark. Did I lose Vinny? I think I did. Yep, that 4 a.m. reset. Jesus.
Snuck up on me again.
Okay, yeah, the 4 a.m. reset.
4 a.m. reset.
Okay. How much did you hear? Did you hear any of that description?
The last thing I heard was you acknowledging the fact that,
She wanted to be bitten?
Yeah. And I had said that she pulls the left side of her shirt down to expose her left shoulder.
Okay. And yeah, she'll kiss down her neck and to her shoulder and back a little bit, and she'll choose the spot behind, like towards the back of the shoulder, where she can reach from where she's at, and she'll nibble her at first, and then she'll bite down. And she'll hold it for about 10 seconds. And after that, she'll release and she'll run her tongue over the bite mark.
And throughout it, Alexis just kind of grips a hold of her tightly. Did she actually do any damage? That's the question.
Um, no, she didn't. She wasn't trying to draw blood or anything. So I mean, it might be a point of bashing.
Okay.
If you want. Uh, she can't partially transform, so she can't, produce fangs and Hamid or anything like that. So, um, so one day she might mark her that way, but for now it's just a normal hard bite that will probably leave a bruise. Um, and she can hear as Saoirse bites down, she can hear soft growling.
Yeah. Alexis definitely sort of shivers at that.
It's a very mine sort of growl. And when she's finished, she'll look up at her and smile.
And Alexis just has that look of somebody who, at this point, is complete putty. She is clay.
Saoirse's just gonna have her right there on the couch.
That is fair. And I imagine afterwards, Alexis is kind of laying there, and she's sweaty, happy, sort of laying sort of on Saoirse. I'm guessing like between Saoirse and the back of the couch, sort of nestled in between the two. Things are more complicated for us now, but at the same time, we have peace of mind. And we're open and honest. Someone like me who's had to live in a world that wasn't very honest. I don't know if you know how much that means. We live in a family that's not very trusting.
We trust each other, right?
She nods.
And that's all we need. Sure, things are complicated. But honestly, I feel better having told you. I don't want to keep secrets from the one I love.
Alexis nods. Her eyes are sort of closed, and she's got her forehead against Saoirse's. Been that way probably for at least the last 5 minutes, I would imagine. You know, the other day when we were sitting in the tub, I said to you something in French.
She nods, I remember.
said I was going to tell you how much I. Someday I would tell you what I feel for you. Someday when the words came.
Was that what day was today?
Alexis just nods and smiles.
I guess that love doesn't know time, and while to others it might seem too soon, I don't feel like that. I knew I loved you during my trip.
Can I ask what happened?
I was there to attempt to learn the story of a curse and lift it if possible. I succeeded in lifting the curse, but I had to deal with a certain spirit that would probably be referred to as the devil. I made a bet with him to save one of my own, an older member of my tribe, as it were. And I saved his and my soul, but it took a lot of patience on my part, and he kept trying to get in my head. And he knew what was in there. He knew who I cared about. And I kept hearing you scream and cry. He tried to convince me that you were there and in trouble. I don't ever want to hear you scream and cry like that. And tears just streamed down her face.
Alexis will use her thumbs to help, wipe away those tears. I've already been involved in some things. I saw the sky when it turned red. Things attacked me, friends, strangers.
Oh, that was a scary time. I had nightmares for, what was it, 3 weeks?
I seem to have come in on the tail end of it.
Maybe it wasn't quite that long, but I had nightmares for a while. I didn't sleep some nights because of them.
They're pretty prolific from what I remember, but one thing I
Then
remembered.
after the nightmares ceased, there was a week of nothing but blood and gore. If you went out at night, the leeches.
Leeches. Vampires.
She nods. Vile creatures.
I feel like I've stepped into a much bigger sandbox than I've ever been in before. But I don't seem to be afraid. the feeling that you'll stop at nothing to keep me safe.
And that's a promise I intend to keep.
I'll keep my promise from before. I'll try and help you in the best way I can.
She nods. If you have to tell your friends about me, you can, just so that they know.
I don't need to tell them anything. I don't owe them that.
She nods. All right. Well, I'm not going to tell mine about you. No. Not in that way, anyway. They just need to know that you're my girlfriend and I love you.
That's all they need to know. Like you said, mine.
You're mine. And I'm yours.
Well, I've never been good at sharing what's mine with other people.
Me neither. I don't share well.
Alexis just leans in and gives Saoirse another kiss.
She kisses her very, very deeply.
And when they break apart, Alexis smiles. You know, we've thoroughly laid a claim on my bed several times now. Would you invite me into your territory?
Of course. That's why you're here.
Maybe dinner can wait for a good long while.
Sorry, you're really quiet on that last one. What did she say?
Dinner can wait for a good long while.
Oh, I'm not really hungry for food right now anyway. She'll grab her hand and lead her into her room.
And Alexis follows. And as they go into a stake on that territory, stake a claim on that territory, I think that is a good place for this scene to come to an end.
Yes. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time.